Hello and welcome to Let's Supreme Ghost Thief. I'm Klatremus and I'm bringing you another Let's Play of a brand new campaign. Or not brand new, but it's more modern than the one I did previously, Calendar's Legacy, which is well over 10 years old. This is called The Black Frog and it was released in 2012. It's one of my most favorite campaigns or sets of fan missions for Thief ever made. It probably comes in second after Calendar's Legacy, which is why I'm choosing to do this next. If this is the first time you're tuning in, then I do Let's Plays where I devote my recordings to the Supreme Ghost mode. So you're probably familiar with regular ghosting or ghost mode. I play a specialized rule set of ghosting called Supreme Ghost. If you don't know what that rule set is or what it involves, I suggest checking out the link to the IDOS forums where the official rule set is laid out. And I will describe as much as I can throughout the play anyway, when situations arise that are applicable. Without going into detail of that, though, which might be a little bit tedious at this point, we will just go ahead and get started. We will play the first mission today, which is a rather quick one, called Songs and Laughter. So we're going to go to New Game, and we're going to play on Expert, which is required for all Ghost modes. Okay, so there we are. The briefing is a little bit cryptic, and I'll get back to the reasons for that in a little bit. If you're still with me, then I assume that you're in for the run, so to speak. And let's explain a little bit more about Supreme Ghosting, just quickly before we get started. Supreme Ghost overlaps all the rules of regular Ghost. So that means that if you've Supreme Ghosted a mission, you've also regular Ghosted the mission. There are, however, a couple of extra rules that make Supreme Ghost a lot more challenging, which is why I prefer it over regular Ghost. This will be a walkthrough style video, and I will show you guys all the loot, all the objectives, all the items, and most of the things that are important, or all the things that are important, and most of the things that are visible or even would be interesting to know about in the mission. First of all, you cannot have any first alerts for Supreme Ghost. You cannot douse any torches or remove any light sources, so you cannot use water arrows on torches, for example. You cannot use any moss arrows, which is a big one. You cannot trigger any traps, and you have to relock all doors and replace everything to the original configuration. If you use anything, you have to drop it back or replace it where you found it, if possible. Keep in mind that objectives always prevail, so if an objective is explicitly telling you to do something that violates a rule, then that's okay. That's not a bust, you're excused. Other than that, any of the rules, if they're broken, you have unsuccessfully ghosted a mission. So my job, or my goal at least for every mission I play, is to successfully Supreme Ghost a mission. If that can't be done, I still do my best to Supreme Ghost as much as I can, and take a minimum amount of busts. This mission will be very, very easy. We should be able to perfect Supreme Ghost this mission in a fairly short amount of time, comparatively, because some of the other missions that I'm going to play and have played are very long, because it takes a long time to Supreme Ghost a mission. There's a lot of trial and error, and there's a lot of tedious maneuvers that you might have to employ in order to successfully Supreme Ghost it. So this is mission 1. And the reason why there's not a lot of background information on the story is because Gaetane, the author, a French author, one of the few female authors, which does an excellent job. She's very, very talented in making fan missions. What she does very well here is that she uses mission 1 to set up the story. Something I wish that more campaigns would do. Instead of giving you a long, text file to read on the background information, she rather makes a mission that will tell you the beginning of the story. So this is called Songs and Laughter. We have 3 objectives on Expert. Meet the messenger in one of the rooms of the 3 Heroes Inn. Steal 1,200 in loot, but keep your eyes open as the inhabitants are crafty and hide their valuables well. Keep in mind this is an optional objective, but for Supreme you have to complete all objectives that are given up front. So you have to complete all the optional objective that we see here. So this in effect is not optional for us, it's actually forced. And third, once you've completed your tasks, get back to your flat. So that's the information up front. We have nothing else to go on as of now. Okay, no purchase screen, notice that. We have no map as well. We are carrying absolutely nothing in terms of weapons, and we are carrying our compass and our 2 lockpicks. That's it for our inventory items. So we're starting in our flat, and we have a letter in front of us. Let's go ahead and make a real save first. I always do that. Sir Belmont's letter. Mr. Garrett, as previously and mutually agreed upon, you will meet Irvin, one of my trusted men, at the 3 Heroes Inn. Go to the first room on the 2nd floor. He will tell you about our recent conversation regarding this high-end piece of art that I wish to buy. I somehow doubt that buy is the proper word to use. This painting has great value to me, financially and personally. Therefore, I wish you to take special care on this mission. I know your reputation. I am not one to deal with amateurs. Go to the inn and discuss this with my messenger. He will give you all the details of this mission. Once the painting is in your possession, return to that same room at the 3 Heroes Inn, where you will hand-deliver it to me. Be warned, Garrett, no tricks, but I imagine that you are a smart man, Sir Belmont. So there you go. This is already giving us a lot of information here up front. Now for Supreme, we have to take a minimum amount of items, and we have to return everything that we pick up that we don't need to bring along. So we don't need this letter anymore, so I'll go ahead and drop it right here. Other than that, I think there's a loaf, a piece of bread here in this footlocker. That's it. There's nothing else to pick up here. So we have no sword, no blackjack, no nothing. Let's go ahead and leave. So our main job in this mission is basically to go around picking up loot and meeting our messenger. That's it. All of the townspeople or pedestrians are not alerting to us. The only ones that are alerting would be the ones that are found inside apartments, either asleep or awake. So it's going to be tough for us to even to bust anytime soon in this mission. Let's go ahead and read this first. Are you coming to the fair tonight? Don't forget about it. There will be plenty of music, but also lots of alcohol. The 3 Heroes Inn will be open all night. Then we can have a snack at the Good Belly, and afterwards we can walk around the streets just to see and listen to the singers and the musicians. Come, Norby will be there. Norby is so funny when he's drunk. He does the dance of the builder's child. This will give us a good reason to make fun of him. Ah, come on. Nothing ever happens here except this fair once a year. Let's take advantage of this. Higgins won't be part of the celebration. He's still going after his treasure. What a stupid guy. He's convinced that Pingus, the old sexton, buried a treasure near the church that he found recently in a wreck at Shipwreck Cove. Well, old wives' tales. Can you picture old Pingus grabbing a shovel and digging a hole in the ground? With his arthritis and his bad leg? Nah, I'm saying that this is all lies. So we're waiting for you tonight. There will be quite an ambiance. Well, if it's like last year, there won't be many people, but we seldom have anything happen here, so we should not miss this chance to have some fun. Nick. So there's a reference to Pingus' old treasure, which will actually be something we'll find later. Let's head into this first plaza. Underneath the drunk here, there are 2 coins worth 20 each, total 40. If we move eastward, we will find another building. The door is locked. You can pick it, but I like to avoid lock-picking things that you can't relock if I can. So I'm going to head in through the window here. There's nothing in this room, I think, but there is Stack of gold coins in the corner beside the bed, worth 25, total 65. That should be it. I don't think there's anything in this one. Oh, there's just a hairbrush. Okay. Well, we don't need that. There. Try to go back out here. Yep. We have to reclose the windows. Let's get back to this hallway, head upstairs, and make a right. Come out on a little ledge and we can jump through this window. I don't think there's anything in this room either, but the windows again can be opened and we can head outside. And now we are on a little wooden walkway overlooking the plaza that we were just in. Let's go ahead and jump over here. You have 4 apples if you collect all the food items or items in general. In Thief 2, food can regain health. A little bit, but not much. In this apartment we have 2 gold goblets worth 25 each, so total 115. In the bedroom we can find a rug under the bed, a little bit difficult to see this one, worth 150, total 265. There's nothing else, there's nothing in this. Let's head to the other bedroom, the master bedroom, I guess. And here's our first secret. There's a total of 8 secrets in this mission. This painting conceals a ring worth 100, total 365. We got to close the secret afterwards, as per Supreme rules. Close the bedroom door, back out to the balcony, close the windows, and then back to the ledge we came from. There we go. So again, if you guys haven't seen Supreme Ghosting played, you get the gist of it pretty quickly. We just have to be as discreet as possible. In this apartment across the hallway is another note. Higgins' note. Let's read that. Elaine, or Eliane, I'm not sure if that's misspelled. Don't wait for me tonight. I cannot go to the fair with you. No, no, please don't cry. I know that you were so happy to be going to the fair, but I feel that I have almost reached my goal. Didn't you notice that old Pingus was lurking around the church? I'm convinced that his famous treasure is nearby. It is in the cemetery. I know it. I can feel it. I know you will forgive my absence, knowing that I will soon cover you with gold, my love. I will dig up the old graves all night, and we will be rich. Nobody has ever found that treasure. I remember that guy, Schultz, who was also searching for the loot. I checked his writings, and he was totally wrong. Besides, no one knows how he disappeared. I was smarter. I followed old Pingus. At first he didn't notice me. He's so deaf and myopic. Unfortunately, a friend who was passing by a bit later recognized me and hailed me. Thus my shadowing failed. However, I saw that the old man was going toward the church. I think that if I could have followed him all the way, he would have literally opened the path leading to his stash. An old Scrooge like him must check his treasure many times daily just to make sure it hasn't been stolen, and he can't stop coming back to the place where he sleeps. Aha! It is in the cemetery, I tell you. I will give you a huge pearl necklace, my darling. You know, one of the shiny ones that you like so much. Oh, and if the treasure is not in the cemetery, I will still follow old Pingus, as he will eventually lead me to his hiding place. Or I can steal his cane and beat him with it until he confesses where he's hidden it. Higgins. So another reference to that treasure. Okay. I think out this door is just a balcony where we can't find anything. And in here I believe there is a lock chest with some loot, if I remember correctly. Yep, stack of gold coins worth 25, total 390. That should be it. Yep. Okay, let's head through here. Here's another apartment. This also we have to pick open. Sleeping guy right here. So this is an area, or an example of a place where we actually can bust in this mission. If we wake this guy up, that's considered the first alert, and that will bust Supreme. In his living room, though, you can find another secret. There's a switch in the corner here, and that will reveal loot behind the Burrick's head. The mantelpiece. Purse worth 100, I think. Yeah, total 490. And we gotta flip the switch back to cover up the loot again, and then leave. In this plaza you have more coins in this pool, I think 3 in total. 1, 2, 3, yeah, worth 20 each. It's total 550. Now let's head in. There's nothing in this shed right here as far as I remember, no. Let's head the other way. Let's head west. In this power station there's loot and one more secret. If you mantle up the machines and travel around the ledge, you can find a purse and our third secret. Total 650. It was worth 100. Gonna head into this plaza next and wait for this mechanist to have a little chat with us.
Friend, thou wert not with the Order of the Hammer before? Fa! Thou hast no idea what I speak on. Thinkest thou thine own soft body of leaky flesh and wheezing gases is glorious to the eyes of the builder? Nay, 'tis thy soul that is the only thing of any worth. What a fool.
Okay, just wanted to catch that little monologue there. In the grass here is a scroll. Doesn't say much, but it says, the 3 heroes in. Follow the thief. The target is the messenger. Return to the island. The lady will be grateful. Now, I believe this is a message from Basil, which we will learn who is later in missions 2 and 5, I believe. Okay, I'm going to reload so that scroll is back where it initially was. The only thing we have to do here in this plaza is mantle up the roof of this shed right here. It's a little bit difficult to do. Just get elevation to your jump, you should be fine. Move around the ledge, and then onto the third ledge, or the second ledge. To this window, that's another secret. This lady is the only one that's awake that actually can alert to us, so let's be a little careful here. All we need is her ring, worth 100 on the windowsill, total 750. Back out, close the window. If we drop down, I think we should be safe here. Nope. We cannot take damage. That's not allowed in any ghost mode. Well, I guess it's allowed in regular ghost, but it's frowned upon as per the rules, so it's not really desirable. Alright, let's see. We gotta head back here. These tap dancers are pretty cool. I like this scripted little show that they're making. There are a lot of cool custom-made scripts in this campaign. But let's head up here instead. Sit down here and into this building. There's nothing down here, but upstairs we can find some more loot. There's a switch behind the bed, I think. Yep. Another secret. And behind that little shelving unit is a tiara. Flip back the switch, and we are good to go. Worth 125, total 875. So we're actually well over halfway to our loot objective already, 1200. I think we need to go in here. Just let me check real quick. Yeah, we do. I'll read this note. Captain, I'm writing this because I'm always under the impression that you aren't listening when I'm talking to you. I'm complaining about the conditions under which you make your men work, i.e. me. I'm waiting all day for the end of my shift in this drafty cold tower. I got nothing to do with watching old Pingus go by, except when he stops and tells me about his arthritis or about his bug farming. I play cards sometimes, but playing alone doesn't give me a chance to win anything to help pay my rent. I'm bored. I'm going to tell you something that I'd like a lot. I'm telling you because I trust you, and I know that with you I can speak freely. I would like you to change my guard duty with Gurney's. You know, that guy who patrols next to the 3 Heroes Inn? Well, I'd like a change so I can walk around a bit. Also, Gurney can take advantage of the fair. Besides this annual fair, nothing ever happens in this city. The only thing worth remembering is when Mrs. Bondu's chicken tried to hatch her eggs in the generators. We laughed so hard that time. You remember? Well, that was 3 months ago, and Mrs. Bondu got herself a cat since. So to forget my board and my drink. And I'd like to add that you will be responsible for my cirrhosis if you don't do something. A devoted and faithful sergeant, but in distress. Flint. Okay, nothing else of interest in there, so let's head back out. I guess this is Gurney then. This is the front yard to Irvin's sister's house. We can't get in there right now, but we will later. This is the chapel. You have a couple of stores here. Pingus' treasure is down that alley, but we have to follow him, and I don't know where he is right now. If I see him, we'll follow him. Pick the lock on this door. This is the hardware store, I think. All there is of interest is a stack of gold coins in this one. Worth 25, total 900. Lock the door back up. Pingus is still nowhere to be seen, so let's go ahead and loot the grocery store. Let's go in through the window. Again, if you collect food items, I think there's a total of 10 apples. There are 4 cucumbers, and there are 5 carrots. All we need really is the money in here. Worth 50, total 950. There we go. I love the dance these guys are doing. That guy in the middle there, I think he's doing right now there. That looks to me like Elaine's dance from Seinfeld, if anyone has seen that show. Well, of course you have, but if you remember that move, I think that's supposed to imitate his. I don't know where Pingus is still. Oh, there he is. He's on his way up here. We just have to wait for him. We can go into the chapel and get the loot there in the meantime. There we go. Another secret under the floor tile. There's a vase worth 100, total 1,050. There's nothing else of interest in here, so let's go ahead and leave. So there he is. with his arthritis and bad leg. Oh, wow. I think actually he's headed all the way around the hardware store and then it's going to come out on the side of the chapel again. Why don't we loot a little bit more before we follow him? Head into this house. I think this is the sailor's house. And there's another secret here. If you rob this candlestick, you can find more loot. A silver nugget worth another 100, total 1150. We're very close to our loot total right now. Or our objective, rather. Okay, in this, I don't think there's anything. Oh, nothing of interest, anyway. Okay, we're gonna head down to the mayor's house, but I want to do Pingus' treasure first. So let's go ahead and see where he is. There he is? Okay, he's not too far away now.
Think it's safe? Hard to tell. Nowhere's really safe anymore. Don't think anyone's nearby. Should be okay.
So he unlocks the gate for you. You can't get into that area of the map in any other way. You gotta make sure that you fob it open. Otherwise he'll leave it locked.
Always so tired now. Can't remember when I had a good dark sleep. Always so much to do.
Okay, let's head in here then. In the corner in here is a rusty old key. That's what it's actually called, and that is the key for this door. And then behind the grave is another tiara, and that's actually passing our loot objective, 1200, and it gives you a bonus objective. Congratulations, you found old Pingus' treasure. It's worth 125, so total 1275. We can go ahead and lock the gate, or close the gate back up, and it will remain locked. If we head around this way, we can access the cemetery where we can find Higgins. He's now digging and trying to find the treasure that we just took. Now we can head to the mayor's and loot his place. Mayor's house, we have to pick the lock on his door. Another real save here just to be on the safe side. There's a bottle of wine and a jar in here, total 1375. I don't think there's anything else downstairs, but upstairs there is. Both the mayor and the mayor's wife are sleeping, so we're gonna make sure we don't wake those up or them up. There are 3 stacks of gold coins on his desk. Total 1450. Balcony doesn't have anything, so we can head back down. In this little side garden, is a stone tribute in remembrance of all men, fathers, sons, brothers, and husbands who died at sea. May the builder receive them in his heart. And then in the pool, there are 2 coins worth 5 each, total 1460. This is the customs warehouse. Let's head in there. The note says, lift out of order. Please use the ladder as to access offices. Sorry for the inconvenience. So this doesn't work. Head upstairs. I don't think anything is readable here. But down the side hallway we can find another bottle of wine worth 50, total 1510. And in the office, we can find... I don't think anything here is readable either, but there's a safe that we can pick. Actually, without waking this guy up. Has a bag of spice or some kind of goods. Total 1550. That's worth 40. Through this door is the access to the wharf gate control. We can't access that in this mission. We will be able to in mission 3. And this is where the elevator is supposed to come up. Alright, let's head back into, I think, the last plaza that we haven't been to. This is a nice little tune here, I like it.
Is that the best you can do?
And there's a scripted event.
He's not scared of us yet.
Where an angry guy in a window throws a barrel at them. 3 coins here. Worth 45, total 1595. There's another secret if we head up to that angry guy's apartment. On his window. He doesn't mind us being in there for some reason. Behind the painting is purse. Worth 100, total 1695. Back down without losing health. Head in here. I don't think there's anything interesting in this. No, there was nothing at all. Sleeping guard up here, that's all. If we head into the adjacent building, we can find another readable. My darling, I will allow you to go to the fair tonight, but only if you obey the following rules. 1. Never lose sight of Stephen. Always stay close to him. 2. If you see that weird mechanist, move away from him right away. Well, you got that right. Do not talk to him. Since the mechanist order died, we see more and more of their haggard members roaming the city streets, muttering incoherently. Poor men. 3. If Stephen wants you to follow him to the inn, firmly refuse. I don't want my daughter to become a drunk, or worse. 4. If you see a man approaching you, to offer you candies, for example, flee. We have enough with 2 young unwed mothers in the family. And 5. You come back home by 11. If you're 1 minute late, I will call the guards, and you know how old Gurney behaves when he's drunk. Enjoy your evening, my darling, your loving mother. And we can go ahead and steal her necklace, worth 200, total 1895. So I did say that we're going to come back here in mission 3, but circumstances are very different then. It's not songs and laughter anymore for sure. Now we can head into the 3 Heroes Inn. Nothing of value here except for a couple of coins. 1, 2, 3 coin pairs. Worth 60. Total 1955. There's a nice lookout to the docks here as well, but nothing else of interest. This is a door to the back alley, which also has nothing of value. Okay, there are 2 rooms here. The second one has a door that can't be fobbed. So we have to head in here right now. Let's go ahead and make a real save. Now Irvin is going to get shot. He has a coin. That's the only pickpocket in this mission, and if we have to get that pickpocket, which I like to do, it's not required, then we have to get that before he's killed, or before he drops to the floor. So let's try to do that. There we go. Irvin's sister's house key.
You must be Garrett, right? Excellent.
Okay, so Irvin got killed. There's a broadhead arrow from the assassin that you can take if you want to. I think that's supposed to be the sleeping archer, but he's still sleeping. Or it might be someone else that we don't know about. So, meeting the messenger in one of the rooms of the 3 Heroes Inn is now cancelled. And there's a new one. Damn! It wasn't supposed to happen like that. Find some information about your next mission. That's what we have to do. Let's go ahead and read this. Irvin, I'm so happy that you are taking the time to visit your sister. It's quite fortunate that you are coming to this little city for your work. I'd like to have you for dinner, and if you want, you can stay overnight. I'll make some room for you. We have so much to tell each other. I know that your work for Sir Belmont keeps you really busy, and that you don't have much time to write to me. I'm sending you, enclosed with this letter, a spare key for my home, because you were really vague about the date you were coming, and I don't want you to find a locked door. Your loving sister.
This key could be useful.
Okay, so let's go ahead and drop that back to the bed. Over here, I don't think we have anything, and then we have Garibaldi's mansion map that we can't read, and I don't think we actually need it. No, we're supposed to pick it up, but we don't need it. So if we don't need it, I'm not going to pick it up for Supreme. Now you can't close this door, and we also can't close this door. So you can't close it, it's not required. But the next door, or next door, the balcony door is pickable, and we can go in there and get our last piece of loot. Another readable here. Dear, I regret so much having wasted my time in this small city. Sorry, I mean this town. The artists here are getting more and more mediocre, and I doubt that I will ever find the gem that will make us rich and famous. I'm telling you, this annual fair won't last much longer. Not so long ago, these streets were full of strollers, musicians and singers. Today, only 3 bands perform there. How sad. I'll be back soon. Merle. This must be Merle's husband, I assume. And he has a stack of gold coins for us. That brings the total to 1980, which is all the loot in the mission. Okay. To get the last objective checked off, this one, you have to go to Irvin's sister's house. And that's over here. So the only thing we've picked up now that we don't need, really, to end the mission is Irvin's sister's house key. So we have to return that for Supreme. So just drop it back next to Irvin's body. here. I think there are only 3 loaves of bread in this footlocker that we don't need. And then upstairs, that's Irvin's sister, and here is an objective. Irvin, here are your instructions. Rent a room at the Three Heroes Inn. Stay there until a man named Garrett comes to meet you. He is a thief. You will recognize him easily. He has all the characteristics of one. This is what you need to tell him, verbatim. 1.5 days' walk to the east, on the Traders' Road, there is the residence of a wealthy collector and famous inventor, Lord Vincenzo Garibaldi. That man owns a painting, the portrait of a woman. The painting's title is The Lady of the Shadows. That is a portrait that Garrett will steal. Tell him that this painting is protected by elaborate security systems, and that he will obviously need to get the appropriate equipment for such a task. Alas, I cannot advise him any further about the security systems protecting the painting. Garibaldi is inventing the new systems all the time, so it is impossible to have long-term reliable information about them. Tell him that once it is done, he should hand-deliver the painting to me in this inn, in this very room. I will pay him then. Go, Irvin, and bring me back the details of your conversation. Here is a partial map of Garibaldi's manor that you must give to Garrett, Lord Belmont. So we cannot drop this back, it's stuck in our inventory, and we got this objective checked off. So that's pretty much all we need here. Now we just need to return the key and head back to our room. Go ahead and drop his key right here. There we go. Perfect. Can close that door. Close this door. And head back home. And now there's a letter outside our door. Let's read that.
Well, well, well. My friends the Keepers. Could this portrait be the perfect bait?
Keeper's letter. Garrett, we know the nature of the tasks Sir Belmont gave you. Be careful, Garrett. What seems totally normal may sometimes conceal the most unlikely truth. Keeper Gerald. It's probably wise advice. Let's go ahead and drop that back. I don't need it. And end the mission. Okay. Great. So that was a very easy, but still a successful Perfect Supreme run of Songs and Laughter. The Black Frog Mission 1. Our stats say total time 28 minutes 11 seconds, found 1980 loot out of 1980, so that's why it's Perfect Supreme. Pockets picked 1 out of 1, we picked the key off of Irvin, and locks picked 9. All those were required to obtain loot. Backstab 0, knockout 0, damage dealt 0, damage taken 0, healing taken 0, innocent killed none, and others killed 0, Iron Beast destroyed 0, disabled 0, secrets found 8 out of 8. That's not required for Supreme, but I like to do it if possible. So campaign totals, time so far 28 minutes 11 seconds, loot so far 1980, and total damage dealt 0 and received 0. So that was the first mission of this wonderful campaign. It will seriously pick up in difficulty and length in mission 2, where the main core story really gets established in the portrait, which is one of my favorite missions in this campaign. So I hope to see you back there. Have a good day. Bye-bye.